everyone, Paul Sam. Before we get going, make sure you sub to the channel, click the bell notification, give us a thumbs up and leave a comment down below. I do reply to them all. All my videos have a link in them for all the products I use in them. It's down below, it takes you to the forum. I'll also put a link in for this as well. So if you want to purchase one, you can go direct to the publishers and buy it direct from them. So this book is about MotoGP technology. It was recommended me to one of you guys out there who watched the Pit Lane Walk books and said, have you seen this? I hadn't. I immediately bought it and I've had a quick thumb through it and it looks absolutely phenomenal. It really does look just packed book, 320 pages long, full of fantastic photographs, all the info you could ever really want, and it just looks absolutely superb. Like I say, it's £40. It's not a cheap book, but it's a big book. It's a hardback as well, and I know a few of you have already bought it out there, so it'd be good to hear what you think of it as well. But is it worth buying? Well, we'll find out at the end of the video, and you can make your own mind up on that. It's a bit of a strange review of the book, because we're literally thumbing through the pages. But if you can look at it and think, do you know what, that looks like a good book, I'm going to buy it, or no, it's not really for me, then it's worth it, because it saves you either wasting £40 or you make your mind up and figure out you want to buy it. But it is a very, very good book. Like I said, it's £40, 320 pages, it's a hardback as well, so it is a quality book. Books aren't cheap, but it's a reference you've got forever. At the end of the day, it's one of those things. Yes, you can pick up reference from the internet. To get this kind of information from the internet, you'd be searching around for quite some time. It is absolutely ram-packed with info, and like I say, the photographs are stunning in there. So yeah, I think it's worth the money, but you can make your mind up at the end of the video. So, without waffling on too much, let's go have a look through the book and see what we think. Right, okay, I've been mucking around the lighting here, try and get it as good as possible. This is as good as we're going to get. And I've got it angled back to stop any glare off any light. So this is the MotoGP technology book from Neil Spalding. It's a 3rd edition, so it's been updated as it's gone through the years. I believe, off the top of my head, this has added the 2018-19 season to it, but that is just speculation of what I read somewhere. If you've got the other books, I'm sure you can confirm that, but this is it. So it is an officially licensed MotoGP product as well. It's a big book for £40. It's a 300-page book. It isn't small at all. As you can see, they've got the official MotoGP hologram sticker on the back, and it's a good, hefty book. So, whilst £40 might seem expensive, there is quite a lot to it. It's hardback as well, with protective dust cover. And if we go through, we start off at the contents. So, we've got introduction, history, rules. Then we're on to the bikes. We've got Honda, Yamaha, Ducati, Suzuki, Aprilia, KTM, KRT and open bikes, Kawasaki, Team Roberts. We're then on to fundamentals, engines, which includes engines, valves, crankshaft, big bang, clutch, gearbox. Then we're on to the chassis, suspension, electronics, brakes, aerodynamics, tyres, and an acknowledgement at the back. And as you can see, 320 pages long, so it is not a small book at all. And I will say some of the pictures in there, this one of Rossi, the pictures are just absolutely beautiful. Beautiful photographs and very well printed too. I'm not going to be able to go through the whole book. It's 320 pages long, so we're just going to skip through it as we go, have a look at some of the points and have a look at some of the pictures and a little chat. So you can see we start off the introduction, and as it says there, at first glance, racing motorcycles look so simple, and if you know them, they are far from simple. They are very technologically advanced machines. Sound of music. So how do we get here? So this is the history of MotoGP, where it started, evolved to original machines. I think it's absolutely beautiful just there. Very, very nice. Onto the current RC213. And again, loads of information there. This is a book, you know, good coffee table book, say, or book to pick up and read or reference, you know, some good pictures, but lots and lots of written word in here, lots of information. So if you're if you like reading, you've got a lot to read in here. Onto the rules. So pushing the boundaries pushing the limits within the boundaries, like all the teams tend to do. And this is going to run through all the 2019 regulations, I assume. Saying what can and can't be used, and it's broken down into separate parts of gearbox, fuel, electronics, chassis, aerodynamics, construction, etc, etc, and even things like this picture of that Brembo caliper. Absolutely beautiful photograph. you can see there. Really nice reference shot. And this book is just full of brilliant reference pictures all the way through. I know quite a lot of you guys out there have bought this already, but a lot of you did ask for a review, so that's why we're here today. Start off with the Hondas. These are my favourite machines, all the way from the NSR 500s, the 211, RC211s, the 213. These are by far my favourite, hence why I'm building my third Honda 211 currently. I really do like the looks of these, and yeah, they're definitely by far my favourites. You got Rossi on his 02 RC211V there. Again, very nice. Information all about the bikes from the beginning. And I assume, I've not read it yet, it's going to go all through the development to the current machines, talk about where they evolved, what they changed, engines and what have you. So there's a lot of information on each bike, including swing arm differences from the 2002 to the 2004. So, you know, it's going in depth with each bike. So it's going to do this with each one. It's talking about all the differences, what was changed on different bikes, because obviously different riders will have different specs from rider to rider. And it's going to go through all that. So, yeah, it looks very, it's certainly very in-depth, I shall give it that. But some beautiful reference pictures all the way through this. It really is nice. So, like I say, you've got Honda. We skip through. Let's have a look. I think the next one was Yamaha. As you see, we're onto the current machines now. Beautiful, beautiful schemes. Test bike schemes, lovely on the Honda. I really do like that. And yeah, reference pictures, heat stain on the exhaust. Absolutely fantastic. The dashboard. Really cool. And yeah, so there we are onto Yamaha. So we've got Rossi's current, is it his current bike? No, it's, yeah, it is, sorry, couldn't see. I got light reflecting on it, you can't see there, but I have. So again, very nice. Onto the development from the, is that the YZR 500? Very cool bike. Some great pics, the pics are just absolutely beautiful. Really, really good pics. Super high quality, taken in a studio as well, which I really do like. So uncluttered background. Yes, very good. So like I said, it's going to go for all the manufacturers. I'm not going to go through every single one. But one thing I will say, I don't know if we skip past it, but that Fiat YZR M1 is another one of my favourite bikes. Ducati Desmos Dici. Again, starting off at the beginning, got Troy Bayliss there, giving the prototype a good pasting. Very cool, and again, another good looking bike, very nice. And yeah, one I'm contemplating building next, to be honest, as well. I'm a bit torn what to do next. But yeah, reference shots, fantastic. Beautiful, beautiful pics all the way through. So if you are a fan of MotoGP, this is a must-have. Onto Suzuki. Again, all through the development, what they've changed, each rider's bike. Got Maverick Vinales' bike, and we've got Alex Rins. Yeah, Alex Rins there as well. Very, very cool. So some great reference, really good reference pics there. And again, it's going to go through each one. Excuse me if I go quiet, I know I'm reviewing it, but I haven't been through this book properly yet at all. This is my first time literally picking the pages and looking, so I'm like literally, wow, look at that, reading it myself. But yeah, beautiful pictures. Aprilia. Aprilia bikes are pretty, I do like them, but they just don't really do it for me. I think it's the styling of them I don't like. Yeah, still a pretty machine though, but I just don't like the actual styling that they do. And again, it's going for all its development, different liveries, KTM, good looking machines. Great scheme, that Red Bull scheme as well. And again, each one, like I said, there's a full section on each manufacturer, and it is going to go through each and every one. Kawasaki is it ZXR10. Very cool looking bike as well. And it's just going to go through. and through and through. Team Roberts. Not bad looking ballot of skull and crossbones on that. It's very cool. Actually, a bit of a weird review this, because it is looking at a book. I always find these a bit weird to do, but if you get a few shots of inside, a little bit of chat about what's in there, you can make your mind up whether it's worth spending the £40. And in my opinion, it definitely is. So, now we're on to fundamentals. So you've got steer in the bike. There's going to be all different sections. Aerodynamicy, if that's a word. Caster, wobble and weave. The geometry of the bike. Mass management, the gyro. Thermal bike. So lots of different sections. Engines. Absolutely fantastic reference picture of the Yami M1 engine there. That is a beautiful, beautiful picture. In fact, you can never zoom in on that one. That is a very cool pic. Very nice reference shot as well. And again, it's just going through. Got Casey Stoner there and his Ducati. Very, very nice. Cracking shot of the exhaust and the staining that they get. Phenomenal. That's an RC as well, by the look of it. It's a Honda. Very cool. Excellent reference shot. Very, very nice. Valve. So we're literally going through all the internals of the engines, crankshaft, big bang. So it's going to be combustion, I take it. Yeah. Timing. So it is literally getting really in depth. This. So if you want to know about MotoGP, this is the book to get. Slipper clutch. Absolutely fantastic. I love that scheme on that Yamaha and the Honda. It really does look good. These bikes really do it for me. The schemes are just phenomenal. Really cool. Fantastic reference picture of clutch. Very, very nice. So yeah, is it worth £40? Oh yeah, all day long. The book is very well printed. Quality's good. There's loads of info in there. You know, you're going to pick up so much stuff in here that you probably never knew. I will, probably the first paragraph. But yeah, it does look a fantastic book. So, is it worth getting? Yes, 100%. If you like MotoGP or bikes themselves, or if you're just a modeler and you enjoy building the bikes but not necessarily watching it, again, you're going to get lots of info about the bikes. There's some great reference pics. So, yeah, as more of you're a MotoGP fan than a modeler, I think. But if you're both, it's going to give you some really, really good reference shots and information as well. Very, very cool. So we've got frames, evolution of Yamaha Flex, adjusting the Flex. So a lot of information in this. There really is. Suspension, exiting a corner, the electronics. Absolutely amazing. The control electronics. It's just on and on and on. Pictures, information, traction control. It just goes on and on and on. So 100% worth the money in my opinion. £40 for a 320 page book. Ram-packed with info, ram-packed with fantastic pictures. Is definitely worth the money. It just goes on and on and on. That's a very cool pic. Moto Guzzi. Dustpin fairing, very, very cool. And again, it's just on and on and on. Literally, if you want to figure out some info, this is the book to read. So you got the wings that started being added 2016, all the fairings on the Ducati, the Honda, Suzuki's, but they all start getting these winglets added to the front. And then the rules affecting aerodynamics, where they've obviously been added to rules or amended, should we say. Very cool shot at the front of the Ducati there, of Lorenzo's and Dobby's bike. Very, very cool. Nice carbon there. Is that a KTM? Yeah, it is. Very, very nice. And yeah, superb pics. Very nice tyres. Repsol Honda, fantastic. So it just goes on and on and on. It's like a book that never ends. I'm trying to get to the end of it and I can't. Types of tyre, and there we go. Acknowledgements, dedication for mum and dad. There you go, like that. So there we are. This has been for about the author, Neil Spalding. He's been a MotoGP pit lane journalist, photojournalist. So I assume that most of these pictures are his, which is great, but it's a big book. It is a heft of book. That's over 1.5 inches thick. You can get this direct from them on their website. I'll put the link in the description of the video down below. And I think, like I say, if you're a MotoGP fan, definitely worth a buy. If you're a modeler, it's still worth a look. Maybe not as much as if you want to read the info about the racing or the machines, but the reference pictures in there are fantastic. And that's that. Right, so there we are. That's the book. Do I think it's worth buying? 100%. If you're a fan of MotoGP, definitely. Like I said before in the video, if you're a modeler, it's a good reference pick book, but I think this is more for the information if you are more of a MotoGP fan itself. That's the first time I've really had a good look through, rather than just stumbling through a few pages, where I've actually flicked through the sections and had a look. And the information in there looks absolutely mind-blowing. It really does look in-depth with superb quality pictures, and I think it's well worth the £40. Do you think it's worth it? Well, that's up for you to, that's for you to make your mind up. I've shown you what's in there. If you think it is and you've bought it, let me know in the comments down below. I know a few of you guys have. I know Mark did and Michael did as well. So yeah, it's one thing for you to make your mind. It's not a cheap book, but you know, it's hardback, 320 pages, very high quality. I think it's worth the money. There we are. So like I say, if you're thinking of buying it or if you have bought it, let me know in the comments down below. If you've got any questions or criticisms, again, post them down below. I read them all and I reply to them all as well. And let me know what your thoughts of the book. And that's it. You all want a review of it. There we go. I did it for you. So there we are. Thanks for watching today. As always, check out International Scale Model Facebook page and forum, umpretail.com, the Live the Bench page, the Off Air Hangout group, my poor ISM page as well, where my modelling work is shared, and I'll put a link in the description to where you can buy this book from as well. Thanks for watching today, and I'll catch you all next time. Take care. Bye bye.